welcome to Bonita's Kitchen, and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is one of my childhood favorites, was graham sandwich bars. Now these graham sandwich bars are made with gelatine and some graham crackers. But it's so simple to make. You can make it for any occasion, and what's so lovely about this, you can change up the color of the middle to make it seasonal. So if you're interested, let's get started. So what I got here is 1 pack of gelatine, and it's 15 mils, and it's equal to 1 tablespoonful of this powder. And we're going to have 3/4 of a cup of cold water. And what we're going to do is start this setting first. We're going to toss in the gelatin like this. After you toss it all in there, you need to mix it up till it's all combined, and let it sit there for 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, until you see it getting a little thick and almost like a sponge. Into a saucepan, a medium or small saucepan, put in 3/4 of a cup of the granulated sugar, the white sugar. Pour it on in, and 1/8 of a teaspoonful of sea salt. A little moist there today, so just put that on in there. Now we're just waiting for our gelatin to start to thicken. So then after, put your saucepan on a damper, medium heat, and then pour all of the gelatin into the dipper. So after you've got that poured in there, just mix the sugar and salt in with the gelatin. Let it dissolve and warm. After it starts to do that, I'll tell you what's next. So after the sugar and the salt is dissolved in there, and you see that the liquid is starting to warm, now what we're going to do, we're going to take it off the heat, pour it into a bowl and let it cool. So now what we're going to do is pour all of the liquid into the bowl. Then you gotta wait till it comes to room temperature before you start mixing it. So just set it there. If you want to set it in a cooler place or put some ice in under it, that's fine as well. But preferably you do this in stages, and just take your time, let it fall into those stages. What we're going to do next is take a sheet of parchment paper, put it into a square pan, either an 8x8 or a 9x9, whichever one you got available. And it doesn't matter about really the size of the pan, because it all depends on how much you want to make. You're going to have your graham crackers. This one got the corner gone, but that's okay. You're going to put them, layering them down into your pan like this, remembering the way that you're putting those graham crackers. So pretty much you got them all going this way. The reasons for that, when we're finished making our gelatin, we're going to be putting it over the top of the crackers. Then we're going to layer it again with the same crackers, knowing that this is the way they're going. So this one, you see, is not all the way gone to the ends. So what you can do, you can just piece in small pieces. So what I mean by that is they crack again, the graham crackers. Hang on now. And you just piece them like that as well, going the same direction. So after you've done that, you can just set this to the side, and now we'll start with our gelatin. So while you're waiting for your gelatin mixture to cool, put 3/4 of a cup of confectionery sugar, that's icing sugar, into the bowl, and stir that around until it's all dissolved. And this is while it's warm or hot, and that way it will dissolve nicely. And this is while you're waiting for it to cool. So after your gelatin mixture is cooled, if you've done those steps into the saucepan, that's fine. Then pour it into this bowl or a bowl to mix it, and then mix it with a high-speed blender until it starts to foam. Okay. Okay, so after when you look at it and it's something like this, just a nice little bit of foaminess to it, you're going to be putting in 1 teaspoonful of baking powder and just put it on in and continue mixing until you see peaks. So as you can see, when it gets like this, and it takes a few minutes, it could take 5 minutes, and if it do take 10 minutes, just don't get impatient. And you got 1 teaspoonful of vanilla. You could use pure or vanilla extract and blend that in. Now after you've done that, this is where the fun part sets in. You get your food coloring. Now of course you can pick any color you want depending on the season. So you can go red for Christmas, you can go blue for if you're making it for a boy's birthday, pink if you're making it for a girl's birthday, or you can go yellow or just leave it like this, depending on the way you want to make it. I want to make it pink, not necessarily.
I got a question.
Yes.
Can you go multicolors?
I don't think it'll last up. You can change. You can change colors. You can go with the food color guide, and of course on the back of the box it gives you if you want to go purple and whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm only saying for seasons.
Yeah, okay.
You could make it whatever color you want, and they make delicious bars. So I'm gonna make it pink. I'm gonna turn my blender on again. So I'm not necessarily making it for a girl's birthday. I just like the color pink. And like you said, if you want to make it seasons, you can put in whatever color. So now we're going to scoop this in with our graham crackers. I hope you're still interested in knowing how to make our graham sandwich bars. And like I was saying, this is a very simple recipe to make, but it's also fun. So you can make it with your kids or your grandkids. And after when they set, they make a delicious little treat. And again, for any time of the year, depending on you. So after you put down your graham crackers into the parchment paper, and the reasons for that is for taking them out when they're set, easily just pulling up on the parchment paper, and I'll show you that. So what I'm going to do now is scoop in our mixture to the top of the graham crackers. So what you're going to do, you're just going to pour it on over the top of the graham crackers. Now leaving the same amount of graham crackers to put over the top of this mixture because we're making a bar. Graham, this is a sandwich bar, so it's absolutely delicious and fun because your kids, like you said, or your grandkids is going to love putting their finger into this and having a taste. That's all you need to do there. So now what you're going to do, you're going to smooth it out evenly, remembering the way you got your graham crackers put down on the bottom. Excuse my arm. And then just putting it equally over all of those crackers. So after you've done that, now comes the layering of the graham crackers again. So I had faced it this way all the ways along, then I had small pieces there and small pieces there. So again, if it's not totally equal, it's not going to make a real big difference because when this goes really soft after it sets in your fridge, and then it's easy for you to cut it anyway. But I just wanted to have the design all the same way and the smaller one right there. So keep going like that until you got it all enclosed. So the small pieces there, and you don't necessarily have to have the small pieces in to make it perfect or anything. That's not necessary. It's mainly just if you want filling over all of it and not waste any of it because you will want to eat all of this. So that's all you got to do with that. The only other step, if you want to put chocolate over it, and I'm going to show you that. So after you got that done, before you put it in the fridge, I got a recipe here for making some chocolate. I'm going to show you that as well. Put it into your I guess your designer, and then what you can do is just sprinkle the chocolate, as it might be a little thick there now, anyway over the top, just to give it a nice little fancy design. You can do love hearts, you can do happy faces, it doesn't matter. This is only just to give you that chocolate over the top. I'm just having fun putting the chocolate out. I'm not necessarily happy.
I'm just laughing at you trying to figure out what you're doing with that chocolate.
Well, I'm not necessarily happy with my little decorator, but it does the job. So pretty much what I'm going to do now is show you how to make the chocolate. Now you could melt chocolate chips, you can melt dark chocolate, you can put, like you would a score bar, you can put chocolate on the top, then put the graham crackers over. I'm going to let you decide on how you want to decorate and to make your graham sandwiches and the graham sandwich bars, how you want to decorate it. But right now I'll give you a quick recipe for making the chocolate to go over the top. So let's get started.
Can I get a guitar on mine?
Oh, guitar, you can draw it. You can draw it, Raymond.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I got about 2.5 cups of confectionery sugar. You can use a full cup if you want a lot of chocolate. I got 4 teaspoonfuls of cocoa powder, I should say, and that go right over the top, and about 2.5 tablespoonfuls of cold water. And if you need to use a little bit more cold water, maybe another 1/2 tablespoonful, that's fine, depending on how thick you want your chocolate or how runny you want your chocolate. And just mix that around until it all starts to blend together. So after you've mixed it all together, depending on how thick or how runny you want your chocolate, you could put a little tiny bit more water, because if you're going to be squirting it out or spreading it over, that's good enough. So that's all you need to do there. So after you've made your graham cracker bars, of course the chocolate is important, so if you want to do it that way or if you want to just melt chocolate, that's totally fine. You put your square pan in the fridge and just forget about it. If you do it the day before, take it out, cut it up if you wanted to serve it, or after maybe 3, 4, 5 hours, it could be totally set. I got one done in advance, so pretty much what you do is just take it out of that package, out of that square pan, by pulling up on the parchment paper. I'm going to show you what it looks like. What I got off to the side here is about 1/2 cup of coconut, unsweetened or sweetened, whatever is your favorite. So after you've taken your graham sandwich squares out of your square pan, you see I got this side already cut, a nice cutting off to the side. I'm going to show you that on this side. With a sharp knife or a big knife, you pull away the paper from the side. Now I can't see what you see, so what I'm going to do now is turn this towards me, because I need to cut it, and then I'm going to cut down the middle or off to the side of where we put those graham crackers. You see that? And again, like that. And then we're going to cut it again. We're going to go down the same sort of grade like this, pulling the knife along the line. You see they're nice and soft, because with them in the fridge, they soften. Now, if you want to, if you don't want them square, because we're going to have bars, you can have them this size, that they are just like this. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. You can trim the sides if you want to have it a nice little firm side like that, of course, and you can have that there for yourself. Now when we do that, what I'm going to do now is take this one up, just put the knife in under it. It's pretty flexible, and what I'm going to do, I want to put it into some coconut. I want coconut on the side of these. Now you could use chocolate chips, You could use whatever you want, but for me, I want coconut. So pretty much that's how easy it is. As you can see, I don't have any chocolate on this one because I wanted to show you that first before I got into that. I'm just going to wash my hands here now quickly to get this off, and I'm going to tell you some more. So pretty much, if you want to, you can take the chocolate we made and spread over with your knife right when you made it. You can take your decorator, you can drizzle some over and make it as nice as you want. As you can see, we got this one down here and it's pretty nice. That's how easy it is to make these delicious sandwiches. I hope you enjoyed our recipe today for graham sandwich bars, and again you can make it seasonal, birthdays, I guess anniversaries, or just to sit down and have fun with your kids and have some. I'm going to pass this one to Raymond because he haven't stopped reaching in and he wanted to put his fingers into that nice
Thank you.
that nice gelatine, but you know what, I told him you can't be putting your fingers in there, we're taping.
I'm still waiting for that one with the guitar.
So anyway, what I'm going to do is have a little taste. I can't wait.
I'm doing the taste of the dance.
The softness of that marshmallow. The graham crackers are soft now because they sat in the fridge. So delicious. Food dance, of course. We got to do the food dance. Anything that we enjoy, food dance is a must. So if I got you interested now and you want to make this recipe, it's going to be posted down under this video. Also, we got the subscribe button there, so if you haven't already subscribed, you are missing out. Hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to join us. Also, your time is precious, so we don't want to keep you too long. Don't forget, you can visit us on www.bonitaskitchen.com, our Facebook page, or right here on YouTube. And I also want to mention before you go that today's recipe is a viewer's request, and we tried to get to as many as possible. We thank each and every one of you for sending in the requests, video or pictures of recipes that you've taken or made yourself. We also do a slideshow on Bonita's Kitchen on our Facebook page showing all of those beautiful pictures. So thank you once again for joining us for graham sandwich bars. From our kitchen to yours. You have a wonderful day.
Join us by the sea. A journey in culinary. Always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours.